Hello, this is Joey DeSena with RetroWare TV, and I'm here with Colleen McLean and John Sharp, who are two developers for Metagame, which is a pretty interesting card game involving video games. I was wondering if you guys could just tell our viewers a little bit about your game.
Sure. I mean, the Metagame, as you said, it's a game about games. It's a card game, so there are over 100 collectible games sort of in the cards, as well as comparison cards, like which game gets better over time. And to play, basically what you would do is challenge someone. It's a social game, and say, all right, I challenge you. StarCraft is a game that gets better over time. And then you would retaliate with your card, which is Warcraft 2. So StarCraft versus Warcraft. Or Breakout. Breakout is yes, it's a good one. And essentially, you would make an argument, 2 minutes each, and a judge or any bystanders would choose who made the more persuasive argument. Not necessarily who was objectively right, because there's really no such thing, but It's all about video game criticism and aesthetics and really talking about them in a deeper way.
A bit of a social experiment as well.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Very much so, yeah.
So you have a pretty eclectic range of game cards. I mean, you have, Metagame itself is one of the cards, Flower, which is an independent game on PlayStation, even something like Dope Wars.
Yeah.
I was wondering how you guys came up with the which games would be on cards.
I think we put a list together that probably at some point had 200-300 games on it, and just sort of whittled them down. The particular deck we have here was put together for GDC back in March. So we were trying to pick a wide range of games across the history of games, across consoles, cultures, trying to pick the things we knew people would know, but also get some real obscure titles in there as well. And the same process really helped happen for the comparisons. We drew up a list of probably 150 and then whittled that down to the final 50 we picked. And we tried to get topics that could be interpreted in many different ways so that people would have as open-ended a possibility for their debates as they could.
Like I was saying before, this is a very interesting idea. I was wondering what was the genesis? Like, how did this come about?
It's got quite a long history, actually. It started with Eric Zimmerman and Frank Lance, originally conceived of it for an issue of Wired magazine like 10 years ago or something.
That Will Wright edited.
And it ended up getting on the cutting room floor. So they tried to figure out a way to revive it. They ended up doing it as a GDC session maybe 5 years ago. Mm-hmm. And then from there, they actually did an MTV pilot television program for which there was one episode, and then it sort of went to sleep for a little while. I think they attempted to do a web-based version of it that never happened, and then finally Local Number 12 picked it back up and turned it into a card game.
When did development start on the card game?
We did our first play test at IndieCade 2010.
So a year ago,
or a year and a half ago.
Coming on
a year, yeah.
Now, looking at the backs of the cards, I noticed you have a few partners on there, including the BBC and NYU Game Center.
Yeah, and IGDA.
Right.
This was for the Game Developers Conference, this particular deck, and they actually helped sponsor and fund the printing of the cards.
Interesting.
IGDA used their booth, and that was our headquarters. There was a viral mechanism of getting more cards for your deck and upping them by bringing in new players, so there was a whole kind of viral strategy of the game as well.
So is this pretty much a finished product, or is there still a little bit more work to be done?
This version's done. We're in the process right now of doing a whole new version. We did a Kickstarter campaign that ended up getting backed. So we're in the process right now of doing new fancy illustrations for a new set of games, a new set of comparisons. There'll be some overlap.
So that was another question, was are there plans for future expansions or different kinds of decks?
Absolutely.
So just keep going.
Oh yeah.
Excellent.
We're even thinking of metagame beyond games. So other forms of popular culture, film, music, art. Absolutely.
And what's the distribution model? Is this something people could find in stores, or?
They'll be able to put in an order on our website, localnumber12.com or metagame.com, and those that back the Kickstarter campaign will also get decks if they backed at that level. So, yeah, we're going to have a new set of decks probably ready in the fall, early fall.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, just to kind of wrap up, is there anything else you'd like to say about Metagame, or just to our audience in general about your product?
I mean, I think Metagame for us is just part of Local Number 12 trying to figure out ways to it's kind of half research, half game for us. So I think one of the big things we're interested in is trying to figure out ways to put a game structure around the things people are already doing in life. And I feel like the metagame very much fits that. As you said, people love to talk about games. That's what, half the conversations happening in this building right now are essentially people playing the metagame without the cards.
So this just formalizes it, gives you some collectible cards, and an opportunity to challenge your friends.
Yeah.
It's great. It's an amazing idea, and it's definitely something I'll be partaking in. I'll be getting my own deck at one point, I'm sure. So you should all check it out. Metagame by local number 12, correct?
Yep. That's right.
All right. John and Colleen, thank you very much for joining us.
Thanks
you.
A lot.